Along with the Troll Warzone update in 2012, both Taverley and Berthorpe got a major visual overhaul, and nearly every NPC became fully voice-acted, just like the Wizard's Tower. Berthorpe and Taverley would also be the area where a fresh account arrives after Tutorial Island, instead of Lumbridge. Quest number 86, Death Plateau. This quest would be the final old-school quest that would see a rework. We talked to Commander Denulf, who has a quest for us. He says,
"The trolls have taken up a position on Death Plateau, and we can't move them. As you know, the trolls have been pushing us hard, and we have to do something before they get too dug in and begin sending forces down the pass."
He warns that the trolls have stone throwers on the path and says we need to find another way up. He says there's a cave on the mountain where a dwarven couple were surveying. Denulf asks us to speak to them and see if they found the path that they are looking for. We find the cave and speak to the dwarf inside. Sabat says he isn't going to help.
"But it's not my problem, so I suggest you take your fancy talk elsewhere."
But we say we're not leaving until he does.
"Well, try not to get in me way, because I'm not going to help you."
Fine!
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 You're really not going to move, are you?
This somehow convinces him to help us. He says there's two ways to get up the mountain. One way is to...
The first one is you can try the airy-fairy, lackluster, shoddy way, clambering over the rocks like some cross-eyed goat, faffing around like a fool, scrambling about hand over hand, foot over foot. Nobody's meant to get around like that, man. It's demeaning.
The other way is to access one of the natural caves below. He says Frida, his wife, may know a way into one. We travel around the mountain and find her hut. Frida says she surveyed it, but it needs to be translated into something readable. She says she needs to get her climbing boots respiked first. We offer to run that errand while she translates the survey. She agrees, and we speak to the smithy in Berthorpe, Dunstan. He happily spikes her boots, and we deliver them to her. She gives us the translated survey, and we easily recognize where we're supposed to dig into the cave. We break into the wall and traverse the natural cave. Outside, we get a clear view over the troll encampment. Will you look at that? Death Plateau. I'm sure we'll be able to ambush the trolls from up here. And best of all, those dirty, stupid trolls don't know a thing about it.
Hello?
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 Who are you?
I's the map.
The map?
Yes, I's got the map, so me and my mates can have a look around for ways to get down to Human Town for the fighting.
You have a map to Berthorpe? Who made it?
Big Boss made it, but then I ate it.
You ate the map?
Yes, then the other trolls say mean things. Look, it's the stupid troll. He's so stupid, he eats the map. Then they all call me the map from then on. Then we is lost on this slope. We's got no food, we's got no map. So, I ate everyone.
You ate everyone?
Well, they was dead when I did it, so that's okay.
Well, if you were starving and they were dead...
Yes, some of them try and pretend to be alive still. But I is smart, troll. They no fool me. Hey, is you dead? Just checking.
So what are you doing here?
I's lost. Me and the lads, we was looking for a way down to Human Town. The boss, he say, you carry this map I's made and go down to fight. Then I eat the map and all the others get angry. And now I is lost.
Prepare to die, troll.
I eat you, human!
After securing the plateau, we return to Commander Denulf. He has us lead a small forward group to ambush the trolls. Quest complete. Before the quest, I wanted to grab a spec weapon, so I went to Xanaris Marketplace and bought a Dragon Dagger. We returned to Denulf, and he says after the ambush, they tried to make a forward attack, but were overwhelmed. One of their soldiers was captured, Dunstan the Smith's son. We tell him we'll get Godric back. We head to Frida's hut and buy a pair of climbing boots from her, then we head up to the plateau, running past the rock throwers. We head down the path and find an arena full of trolls. The largest of them exclaims that we may not pass before defeating him. We easily do, and head on through a cave. We arrive at a mountain and climb around it. We enter the troll stronghold and kill a general, grabbing its key. We use it to unlock the door to the prison and see 2 prisoners guarded by sleeping trolls. We try to pickpocket one, but it wakes up and we kill it. We let out the man named Edgar and pickpocket the other one, freeing Godric. We return to Dunstan, who rewards us with a law talisman. No, wait. That was changed in 2008. He gives us 2 10,000 XP lamps that we'll claim later. Quest complete. I needed agility potion, so I quickly went back to the Brimhaven agility dungeon and got 6 tickets. Also, you need a spear to complete this quest. There's exactly 1 remaining source of spears that is still in the game that was back on the release of this quest, the Dragon Spear. The Dragon Spear is one of the rarest items in the game. In fact, it is the rarest item in the game as of this quest. That isn't happening. In Old School, one could simply kill hobgoblins to get an iron spear, but since the mining and smithing rework, that's not possible anymore. Instead, I'm just going to buy a rune spear from the Champions Guild for way too much money. Quest number 58, Taibuawanai Trio. We return to Taibuawanai Village and enter the largest building. Inside, we speak to Timfraku. We explain Trufitus communed with the gods and found the village is not cursed, and his people can return. He asks us to help by speaking to each of his sons and have them returned home. We find Tamayu to the southeast. He says he will not return home until he defeats his mortal enemy, the Shaikahan. We ask to witness the hunt. He says he cannot match his agility, his spear does not damage it enough, and it heals too quickly. We leave him for now and travel to Cairn Isle and find Tensei. He says he will not return until he repairs the tribal statue. We ask him where it is, he says it's in the village. He says he's currently here getting materials to repair the statue. We deduce he's clearly lying, but he says he needs Karamjan rum with a banana. We give him some, and he asks for a monkey skin seaweed sandwich. We kill a monkey but have no way to skin one, so we put that on hold for now and head up north and speak with a cranky old man named Labufu. He accidentally says he's busy fishing Karambuan. He says it's his closely guarded secret and he refuses to tell anyone. We ask him if he needs help, and he admits that he's getting old and having trouble keeping up with the bait. He says that Karambuan only eat Karambuanji, found in the lake south of the village. We offer to get some for him. We fish in the lake and deliver him 20 Karambuanji. He offers to take us as his apprentice, as long as we don't tell anyone his secrets. We promise, and he gives us a Karambuan vessel. We drop it and tell him a Karambuan swam away with it. He angrily gives us a replacement. We find Timfraku's third son, Tiadesh. He is trying to fish a Karambuan, but they thrash at his net. We tell him the secret Karambuan capture method that we promised not to share, and give him one of the vessels we promised to keep safe. He is immediately successful. Tiadesh gives us his first catch as a gift, and asks us to bring a vessel to his brother Tensei, so that he can find out how to make more vessels. Now for the most stressful part of the quest. I have to cook this Karambuan. If I burn it, I have to catch another one. My fishing level is only 55, and to get more I need 65. That means if I burn this Karambuan, the next step is to get 10 fishing levels to continue the quest. Cooking gauntlets on, Lumbridge range go! RS3 released never fails. I grind up the poison Karamboin and apply it to the spear. I return to Tamio and gift him the poison spear and the agility potion. We witness his next hunt. He promises to return to the village once his brothers do. He also skins the monkey for us. We wrap the skin around the seaweed and deliver it to Tensei, who asks for burnt joker bones marinated in karambuanchi. We prepare the bones like he asks, and he eats them. He says that is all he needed to repair the statue in the village and promises to return home. He also develops the means to create more karambuan vessels. We return to Tiedesh and give him the vessel plans. He also promises to return home. We speak to Timfraku, who rewards us. Quest complete. Each of the brothers also trains us in their respective skills. Quest number 59, Regicide. We speak to King Lothus. He tells us the Well of Voyage has finally been summoned, and he tasks us with exploring the other side, as well as killing his brother and finding an alternate route to the Western Lands. We traverse the underground pass again and find Koftik at the well. He tells us that we are the first to use the well and wishes us luck. On the other end, we exit the cave and arrive in a beautiful forest. We proceed for a few paces before we're stopped by an elf. He seems anxious and is ambushed by two elves clad in armor. They say they were expecting us and tell us to speak with Lord Ioworth in his camp to the north. We traverse over various traps and find the camp. We speak to Lord Ioworth, who tells us that they tracked King Tyrus before they moved their camp to another area. They haven't been able to find him yet, and he tells us to speak with his tracker. We find the tracker, who won't speak with us until he's given proof that we're on their side. We return to Ioworth, and he gives us his crystal pendant. The tracker tells us to search around this area. We find some tracks leading into impassable terrain. The tracker explains that it is indeed passable, and shares the secrets on traversing the forest. We go deeper into the forest using the elven secrets, and are attacked by one of Tyrus's men. We kill him, and proceed on to the camp. We speak to the general, who explains the king will not speak to any outsider, and sends us on our way. We take some barrels, and return to Lord Ioworth. He says that now that we've found Tyrus, we need to blow him up. He says he was planning on doing this already, but since they moved the camp, he wants us to do it instead. He gives us the Big Book of Bangs. It details the multiple substances that when mixed correctly cause incredibly potent explosions. We head to the swamp to the south of the forest and fill 2 barrels with coal tar. We then head to the chemist in Remington. He reads the book and says to make the bomb it's describing, we'll need naphtha, quicklime, and brimstone. We already have the quicklime and brimstone, and he tells us we need to refine the coal tar using his distillery to make the naphtha. We refine it and make 2 barrels, turning one of them into a bomb. We traverse the underground pass one more time with our bomb and locate a catapult. We distracted the hungry guard with some delicious cooked rabbit. We load the bomb onto the catapult and launch it right into Tyrus's tent. We return to Lord Ioworth, who gives us a sealed message to deliver to King Lothus. We return to our Dorian and are stopped at the castle gate by an elf named Arianwen.
Are you the human by the name RS3 released?
Yes, that's me.
Thanks, Saren. Maybe all is not yet lost.
What do you mean?
It was you that murdered King Tyrus. Do not bother to deny it. I was watching. There's much to explain and little time. You carry a message from Lord Ioworth, do you not?
Well, you seem to know everything else, so I'll not lie. Yes.
Good. We understand each other well. Now hand it here and find the truth of who your real employer is.
He breaks the seal on the scroll, and we read it. Your Majesty, King Lothus. Your agent did well. The path is now open for the Dark Lord to enter this realm. You will yet live to see Camelot crushed underfoot. War Master Ioworth. He tells us to act as if we know nothing and get our reward from Lothus, and to be their spy on the inside. We do as he says and report to Lothus. Quest complete. Quest number 60, Edgar's Ruse. Back in Taverley, Sandview has a new quest for us. He needs a goutweed to continue reclaiming their druidic circles. He says it only grows in the Troll Mountains and has not been able to get any in quite some time. We head up the mountain and speak to Edgar, one of the men we freed the last time we were here. He tells us goutweed is a troll delicacy and recommends we speak to one of their cooks. We enter their stronghold and speak to Burnt Meat. Burnt Meat tells us goutweed is a troll secret and there's no way he'll tell us. He does, however, have a quest for us: get a human they could use for their stew. We accept his quest and tell Edgar. He says he's come up with a ruse. Create a fake human with a parrot, a scarecrow, and some raw chicken. We head to the Ardoyan Zoo and speak to the parrot keeper. He tells us some rapscallion had gotten a parrot drunk before, causing it to be at the vet for weeks. And they also like pineapple. We soak some pineapple chunks in vodka and feed a parrot. We tell Pete that this parrot is clearly drunk and offer to deliver it to the vet. We return to Edgar, and he says the parrot needs to be taught more conventional human catchphrases. We head to the prison and hide the parrot under a torture rack. We give the wheat and the chicken to Edgar. Next, he says we need some dirty clothes. We find a man washing clothes in Taverley. After some quick coercion, he gives us one of the robes. We deliver them to Edgar, and he tells us we should also make a truth serum to cover the man, so Burnt Meat can't lie to us. He says trolls are reactive to the thistle that grow nearby, if it is dried and mixed with a Ranar potion. We find the thistle, dry it, then mix it into a potion before giving it to Edgar. We retrieve the parrot, and Edgar creates the fake man. We give the fake man to Burnt Meat, who is completely fooled. He rewards us with the first dish he's ever prepared, burnt meat. Quest complete. We ask Burnt Meat where to find goutweed. He says it's in their storeroom, which is locked and requires his key that he hid under a drawer. We find the key and head into the storeroom. We stay hidden from all the troll guards and loot 2 goutweed. We return to Sandview and give him one. Quest complete. Quest number 61, Shades of Morton. We travel through the swamp of Mauritania and arrive in the small village of Morton. The village is full of shades and green-skinned people who speak in nonsense and appear to be entranced. In one of the buildings, we find the diary of Herbie Flax. The journal explains that mists started rolling in from the northeast and were worrying the villagers. The shopkeep Razmir and Herbie were in disagreement about prices, and also a nearby pagan temple is interesting to Herbie. The next page details that the citizens are beginning to just stare blankly. The villagers would get increasingly violent. Herbie is experimenting with herbs and ashes. He learned that the temple is called Flame Tear. It would hold rites and marriage ceremonies. The mist got worse, and people started to fully succumb to their affliction, becoming what we see now. Herbie was able to temporarily cure one of them using what he called Solution 194. He says he'll have to leave soon before he gets afflicted too. Unfortunately, it was too late, and he was afflicted as well. He says the priest Ulsquire thought it was possible that the Flame Tear Temple would hold the key in completing the serum. Being a man of science, he dismissed these claims. The final serum, 207, had the best effect, although it was not permanent. It was Terramin and wood ashes mixed in water. This would be his last entry before fully succumbing to his affliction. We made a few doses of serum 207 and administer one on Razmir. He thanks us and asks us to give him 5 lore shade remains for him to study. We do, and he says he feels comfortable enough to open his shop to us. He recommends we speak to Ulsquire as well. We do, and he says he truly believes that the Flame Tear Temple to be the final key to completing the serum. He also requests that we find a way to put the spirits to rest. We buy some building materials and assist the adventurers currently repairing and guarding the temple. After it's repaired, we sanctify some olive oil on the fire, then soak some logs in it. We take the remains of a shade to a funerary and burn it. The freed spirit rewards us with the key and moves on. We then sanctify Serum 207, creating what we call Serum 208. We use a dose on Ulsquire and Razmir. They both feel the effects are permanent. We tell Ulsquire we were successful in releasing a Shade Spirit. Quest complete. We cure a few villagers with our remaining doses, but Jagex never made a way for them to be permanently cured aside from Ulsquire and Razmir. We head to the tombs and use the key the Shade left us, and got a small reward as well. We're deep into the Ardorian and Elven questline now, and helped reunite a village and cured another. Leave your comment telling me your favorite quest of this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.